was just having my coffee in bed and I see Diary of a CEO has sent you a message. A brand new Forbes article has just come out that mentions me. I'm going to be doing Sky News this afternoon. Walked out of the house this morning and there was a massive rat. We're going up in a helicopter. What? Good morning. Happy Monday. The sun is shining, the tank is clean. How many vlogs in a row? Can I start with a Finding Nemo reference? Let's find out. Don't cry already, mate. It's only 8 AM. Have I told you guys before that I have a conspiracy theory that our cat, who passed away a few years ago, actually haunts the shed and that's why Blue doesn't like it? I'm 90% sure it's that and not, you know, he just likes guarding the house and wants to be by the front door. It's definitely that our dead cat is haunting the shed. So, it's a Monday morning. I have got 98% recovery on Whoop this morning. So my new morning routine is morning routining. The clocks changed this weekend. So actually that was like a 5 AM start, but it was technically a 6 AM start, which was actually really nice because it means that I actually... Come here. Come here. Come here. Come. You're supposed to be my emotional support dog. I'm your emotional support human. See? Look how sleepy you are. I already walked you. Oh, is that better? Yeah. Yes, we got up and we walked for an hour this morning. Not that you can tell, he's absolutely traumatised. Yeah. Back to standing by the door. I'm just going to put him in the house. This is the third start of the week in a row that I have got up and done a morning walk. And my mental health, I'm a lucky lady and I work very hard. Blue. I work very hard on like my mental fitness, my mental well-being. He literally just sleeps in the house all day and I try and get him to come in the shed. Not interested in the slightest. Yeah, I'm a lucky girly. I work very hard to have good mental health. But I've got to say, that morning walk, it's something else. It really is. And got to walk him as the sun was rising and it was just beautiful. Yeah, it really was very beautiful. So I'm now just going into my usual weekly social media deep dive and kick off on a Monday morning, which will be a juicy one because we had a very, very, very good week last week. So let's get into it. I'm also like half ready for the day as well. So I walked Blue, showered, brushed my hair with the Dyson Airwrap, but not dried it yet. So I thought I'd do this meeting looking like an egg and then I'd go and get ready properly later because I've got a brand deal to film.
Hello.
Hi.
I was just making my tea.
I thought you were a coffee girly.
I am. I'm trying to delay my coffee.
Yeah.
I've been having 2 a day, which is not me. And like 2 double shot. Like 1 double shot, 1 single.
So as well as being told to kill myself, 10,000 people liked it. 10,000 likes. So like we've had content do that well before in terms of views, but it's just never had the level of engagement before. So yeah, I need to work out how to replicate that.
I think it is just those shitty comments, like when you're controversial, people comment, it pushes it out. And then you've got the people that are appreciating you doing it.
Yeah.
Like actually thinking it's a good breakdown. So you kind of need the both.
Yeah, and I was just having my coffee in bed on Saturday and I see Diary of a CEO has sent you a message. And I was like, this has got to be spam. But it was not spam. Okay, so that's our Monday morning kickoff call done. I now just need to call James because he has some questions for me. It's the 31st of March, and so we are preparing our year-end questions.
Oh, my darling.
Hi, good morning. We're currently just going through all of my income for accountant sheet for March. It's currently the last day of March, and so we're working out if anything has been raised that we need to defer into, like prepay into April. So yeah, so the ICS and Dext need to be deferred to 4,500 and 3,000. Those videos haven't gone live yet.
When does this one go live?
That'll go live. I think it's scheduled for like April or May. They've just been amazing. They wanted to pay me up front because I have to learn how to use the software to do the thing. So they wanted to make sure I was paid for my time. It's been a bit of a crazy morning. I've spent a lot of time doing accountant sheet. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful day. Reviewing accountant sheet's end of year accounts, which is very exciting. I actually just need to go to our neighbour's house and get their dog because I think they're having a bit of a chaotic day. So I am gonna go and get their dog so that their dog's not on their own and can come and just sit with Blue. Hi! Oh, what a stressful day you're having. Oh, he's very stressed. Living conditions here are very, very stressful. Luna's coming to be with you, so you're not going to get a chance to sleep for the rest of the day because she is crazy. And I've actually just spent an hour on a call with somebody as part of the course launch. Well, the first 5 people to sign up won an hour of my time. Most people have asked for the hour to be once the course is finished, but one person wanted it before, so I've just had that, which was really good fun, sort of like working out what questions people have got. And again, as like with a lot of what I do, they are my target customer, so it's always really, really handy to just see that stuff. So gonna go to the neighbours and get their dog, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, mission accomplished. 2 crazy doggies in the house. I am now just grabbing, hi, yeah, just getting the bits and bobs I need to film my brand deal. I'll show you properly in the shed, but this is a little tripod that I bought for Downing Street. I think I mentioned it in last week's vlog. Just a really cheap, it was like 12 or 13 pound tripod, and it's really good. Sorry, James has just sent me a message saying he's just doing my year end for accountancy, and he's obviously doing strivex as well, but he's just done accountancy, and monthly running costs are now about £6,000. That makes your operating cost for the year £72,000, and I've just sent a gif from Monsters Inc. of the little girl crying. So this was the thing I want to show you about. I'll put a link below, but I would definitely recommend this if you're someone who films content on your own. I have lots of tripods, like big chunky ones like this that are like proper camera equipment filming ones. But this one is so good. Small enough to put in a bag, like this literally fits in a handbag. It just pulls out. I did vlog myself setting this up the other day and was absolutely humbled by me not being able to figure it out, because I feel like stuff is so technical these days, whereas this is like quite manual, so humbling experience. It's got a screw on the top, which is great for cameras. Osmo, what I'm filming on right now, can clip straight in. And then this for my phone. And I actually managed the other day to have some notes on my phone here and the Osmo here, which made filming really, really easy, which is actually what I'm about to do for a brand deal. I'm very aware that on the spectrum of like content creators, I am an absolute little tadpole nerdy thing, but I'm just thinking out loud, I feel like I could do a whole video on like start to finish what happens with a brand deal. So from like pitching to getting it to negotiating to talking about like rights, usage, all of those things, all of the way through to like conceptualization, the brief, getting that signed off, making sure you're hitting all of your marks, exclusivity, what that means, creating it, editing it, sending it, posting it, getting paid, all that stuff. So let me know if you want more content on that. It's a very small part of my life. I probably only do like 1 deal a month, because me and Tamsin are very picky with the brand deals that we do, because accountancy brings in lots of income all on our own. I feel like I don't need to do brand deals. This is a brand deal for QuickBooks. I always want to work with people that I have like paid for the product full price, loved it, and then do a brand deal with them. And so that is exactly what's happening today. So I'm actually a paid customer of QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks to run accountancy. That's how we just done our year end, which was really lovely. Because this is actually a really good one as well, because it's content I would love to create anyway. They're just getting me to like tell great stories and do cool things. So I am gonna film that. I'll bring you behind the scenes. So I have got the script on my phone. So I'm just reading through the script so that I can be a one-take wonder. I'm just getting you set up into the shot. I just need to move you down. Sorry, this is going to be a bit chaotic, but I thought you might like to see. This is the vibes. I need my light on. Like here. Yeah, so I've got my script here. I've got my lighting all set up. Let me film this brand deal. I'll be back in a minute.
How are you?
Sorry, I have to take my Invisalign out when I film brand deals. I'm all yours. I'm not grounded anymore. Done my homework. Having a great time.
That's good. You'll sleep so much better at night knowing that you can go out in the car and you won't get fined £1,000.
Oh my god, honestly. I literally... Also, I don't know if I told you, I literally had filled the form in. You know, when I was like, I've got it. I got it out thinking it was just going to be blank. I'd already filled the form in. I don't know why I didn't post it off. I'm stupid.
At least it's done now.
It's done.
I've just been sat here in disbelief. So Tamsin changed the forms for the like for recruitment, so that it specifically says like it must be 60 minutes away from the office, so that I have to put the thing in. Tell me why people are still putting their postcodes in that are an hour and a half away. it couldn't be made any more like simpler. I looked at it and I was like, okay, so they're in London, like the other side of London. And I was like, mm-mm. And I've actually just hit send on the CVs for you.
Yeah.
So I had to trail through quite a lot because it was when people were in there, I'm lying about my commutability era, and there was like, yeah, I can commute, but it was 3 hours away.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you very much.
Right, I do have a bunch of questions to fire at you.
All good. Cool. Chat to you later.
Okay,
Bye. Okay, so that is brand deal filmed. I'm just sending the footage over to Tamsin with the email trail of edits that she needs to do before it goes over to the brand. Now I'm going to go and make some lunch before I go to the gym. Guys, I'm going to the gym in the middle of the day. This literally never happens. When I tell you that having a PA has changed my life, I mean that having a PA has changed my life. She's banned me from going to a conference this week because I got offered a doctor's appointment that I've been waiting a really long time for. And I was like, I can take a later doctor's appointment. And she was like, no, you can't, firstly. And then I was like, I can totally do both on the same day. And she was like, no, you can't. Yeah, she is literally the wellbeing police. I was grounded this weekend and wasn't allowed to do anything until I'd done a task that I've been procrastinating over in my personal life for a really long time. You probably heard her talking about that earlier. And so she literally does all of the things to make sure that I am awake, alive, alert, enthusiastic, living my best life. I've given her goals, so she reports to me on a Friday everything that's coming up in the week, and she has to report to me against those goals. James has a personal trainer that he sees like 4 times a week, and one of my goals is to go with James as many times as I can because we drive to the gym. I don't like driving twice, and then if I go after work it means that James is at home on his own while I'm going to the gym, which then just makes me feel frustrated. Then I don't go, then I spend time with James, then James gets really fit, I don't, and then I feel like a potato. So I'm actually going to the gym today, which I'm really excited about. Someone's ringing me now. Hi.
Hello. Just checking in.
Oh.
You're right.
One of the biggest changes that's happened for me at work over the last year, going from self-employed on my own, hi, oh I forgot there's lots of doggies in the house, to having a small team, having a bigger team, and now I feel like it's a big team. All of this is with the context of we are still a very small business, but to me it's a big team. I feel like I have friends at work again. Like for a long time it was like boundaries, whereas now I feel like we're big enough that it's okay for me to have friends at work. So Emma was just calling for a yap. James is back, lunch is on. You are a crazy dogger. Please save me. Hi. We've been to the gym. I've just had some great news from James on the way back from the gym. James paid my corporation tax last week and I didn't even notice. How did you know how much it was going to be?
Do a provision every single month.
Yeah, I know that.
Then I make a payment on account.
But there was so much deferred income.
Well, yeah, I got it wrong.
So do you just make a payment roughly?
Yeah.
Transfer it? I feel like I've spoken about this on my blogs before. I've definitely spoken about it on a podcast before, that we pay our corporation tax today so that when we file our accounts, other accountants can't work out how much profit we've made, because you can see people's liabilities in the accounts and generally you can work out if there's a bit of VAT, if there's some corporation tax, you can work out people's profits. Oh, right, that was a lovely afternoon gym sesh. I so rarely get to go in the middle of the day and I just love it, especially when I'm doing the dog walks in the morning. It really is just amazing. I also had a little bit of spare time. I had 5 or 6 minutes. That is me, it's spare time, 5 or 6 minutes. I had 5 or 6 minutes in between me being done at the gym and James being done at the gym. So I did script a video to record, which is a bit political, getting a bit political lately. It's that time of year, spring, March, end of the tax year. It really, it falls into the political territory. So I have scripted that, but it is also the 31st of March. So I'm just thinking about what I want to post today. Also, I'm normally more organised than this, but I have been inducting a new member of staff for the last week. So I've been a little bit more chaotic than normal. I don't normally think about content on the day. Normally the plan is, there is a strong plan. Alright, I'm now going into a 30-minute one-to-one personal development session. So one of the benefits of employment is once people have passed their probation, we just get to hang out together for half an hour every month. So just going to go into this and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So I just had one-to-one personal development with a team member, and she just mentioned that she would like to get a little bit involved in a service line that she doesn't currently work in, or like none of her clients have that service line. So I'm just messaging her manager to say what she'd like to do. Okay, now I need to do today's reel. So I have just posted today's reel. I'm now going to record tomorrow's reel just to try and get ahead. Today's reel, I posted it as a reel and a trial reel, so I will report back on the success of those two different things. And now I am going to make tomorrow's reel, which is a political one. So let's go. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. I have been on my morning walk with Blue. We did coffee and a podcast. I've been getting lots of requests in my DMs for podcast recommendations and to tell you guys what podcast I listened to. Today was very boring because I was actually listening to a podcast that I was on. I am very obsessive when it comes to like content and getting better at content. So whenever I appear on a podcast, I will always try and listen to it back to work out like what I could have done to make it better. If I am like, oh, like not in the moment, you could have said this, you could have done this. And so I really like to think a lot about how to make content better, which is very fun because I have been doing content for 4 years now and see so much like progression in the way that I speak, how I speak, all of those things. Like I actually feel like my voice has changed quite a lot. I think I've built like a BBC English accent, trying to get the north out of me. It was a client's podcast. Little shout out if you're a client. Please ask me to come on your podcast. I love coming on clients' podcasts. If you have like membership communities and you want me to come and talk, I'll always do them. Never charge for my time if it's for a client. So would definitely recommend. Sorry, this is my normal like morning serum, but I'm like right at the bottom. I might have to whack it. Get some out. You know it's in there, but you can't get it out. So I've got a good day today, mainly because Stacey sorts my life out every day. Today is a day that would look very different if I was in control of my own schedule. I've decided yesterday that Stacey's basically my mum. Like she just looks after me and looks after me in a different way than I look after myself, aka actually looks after myself. And I think she cares about my well-being more than I care about my well-being. And so days like today I look at my schedule and I'm like, oh, is that it? Obviously I am in back-to-back stuff from 8 till 5 with a dog walk at 6 a.m, but I literally look at my schedule and I'm like, oh, there's actual prep time blocked out for meetings. Bizarre. I'm recording podcasts that have been like fully prepared for me because that time was allocated in my schedule. Bizarre. Like I just don't feel a sense of like utter dread and chaos all of the time, mainly because I'm a very empathetic person, and when my schedule goes to shit, I normally feel like I'm letting people down, and a lot of that feeling has gone away. So, not to concern you, my entire content isn't just about having a PA. That's not my personality now. But the reason I wanted to really talk about having a PA is because nobody does. I feel like it's, you know, when you're watching like content creators and they're like big personalities, big brands, and you think, you must have some childcare. I'm like, have you got a nanny? Like, nobody talks about these things like having a nanny or having a PA. And I don't know why. So, hopefully it's helpful. That actually, if there's any YouTube nerds, when you post on YouTube, you get analytics of how that video has compared to the last 10 videos. And my How to Get a PA video was the #1 performing video against all of the other videos. Like the last 10 videos, it was the highest performing one within about 24 hours as well. So that was really good. There's enough comments on there to make another video. And I actually, when I was watching the video back, even now I'm saying all of this stuff, there's so much more that I feel I could have included and talked about, but didn't. So cue a part 2 of that video coming very soon. Oh, I've got itchy nose. Oh! So today, what have we got? I've got PR call this morning, 2 hours of podcast recording with James. I have like a set schedule, so I do certain things on certain days. Shock to no one. I like doing certain things on certain days. Don't normally do recordings on Tuesdays, but I want to get ahead. I have been inducting a new member of staff for the last 2 weeks, and so I've not really been able to do much filming at all because I've been in the office just very present with her like one-to-one. And so I've got a morning filming with James this morning, so that's 2 hours blocked out. We've got 4 podcast episodes to film. The podcasts with James are just my favourite. Just my favourite. And I think they are other people's too. Whenever I talk to people, they all mention the recordings with James. So very excited about that, but also very excited to get ahead. I feel like I get into a very different headspace when I am ahead on content. It just really helps me to be more creative with reactive content because I know that all of the proactive content is sorted out. And then I've got a consulting board meeting, but then the afternoon is completely blocked out. My day would not look like this if Stacey was not here. My afternoon is blocked out because I've got a consultant medical appointment. This is an appointment I've been waiting. When I tell you, I've been waiting 3 years to see this person. I've been waiting 3 years. It's very hard to get a referral to this team. It's very hard to get in this doctor's diary. And I had a speaking gig today. It's actually the digital accountancy show. If you're an accountant, you'll know what that is. It's the digital accountancy show today, and I told Stacey, like, I have made a commitment to be there, like, I need to be there. And Stacey literally was like, Rachel. Yeah, so I'm not going to DAS today, which I'm sad about, but Stacey looks after me better than I look after myself, and I report to Stacey now. So that's my afternoon. Ooh! So I just got the email that a brand new Forbes article has just come out that mentions me. I just need to take a moment for myself because this time last year, my first ever Forbes article that was actually a dedicated feature came out, and now it's a random Tuesday and I'm like, oh, my latest Forbes things come out, so be kind to yourself. Okay, gonna get ready now. See you in a bit. Okay, at my desk, logging in for my... Guys, I think I have 2 calls today, and that's it. 2! If you're used to my normal schedules, you'll be like me and you'll be like, what? I just had a payment come through, which is half of a payment from Teachable for the course that I launched last week. It went live yesterday, so the WhatsApp group is WhatsApp group in. I've put them all into a little WhatsApp group together to like build that cohort experience. And yeah, just had half of the payment. I think the cut-off is at like halfway through the launch, so I've had £30,000 come in and I'm due another 30. So the bank account is looking good. But again, did my accounts yesterday and realised that my monthly outgoings per year are about £70,000 to just like run accountancy as a business, so let's not forget that. Okay, so just had a quick little catch-up call on some PR bits, and I've just had a TV inquiry for this afternoon, so I'm going to be doing Sky News this afternoon, which is very exciting. I need to move a meeting actually in order to be able to do the live TV, but I don't think they'll mind. I have then also just had a message from a team member saying, are you free to prank James? So that'll be good fun. Okay, I just need to reply to the TV inquiry. So sorry, for context, it's April Fool's Day and the team's just asked me if I can prank James. Can you call up the strivex line pretending to be one of our big clients who is mad because we missed a deadline and want to speak to James? Okay, I've just said, how far do you want me to take it? Like, what's the end goal? I don't understand, but okay, then I need to ring my PA. Hi! I feel like we're both wearing emotional support fleeces.
Yeah, definitely.
Today is another day that I looked at my schedule and was like, it's giving well-being, so just wanted to say thanks. I have a bit of a fire extinguisher situation. It's a good one though. I've been asked to do Sky News today, live on Zoom. I don't have to go anywhere or leave the house, don't worry.
Okay, just checking.
Before the wellbeing police comes for me. It is at 11:40.
Okay.
And I have a meeting at 11:30. And I was wondering if we could rearrange.
Yeah, cool.
Alrighty, cool. Thank you very much.
Okay.
See you later.
Problem. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, prank. April Fools. Sorry, I'm just mentally preparing to prank James. I need to get a client's file up so I know the information. When I said, how far do you want me to take it, the team member replied and said, he seems to be laughing at the moment, so I think go all the way. Oh my god, I'm scared. Why am I scared to bring James and shout at him? I don't like it. He's gonna know. No, I need to message the team member back and tell him that he's gonna know my voice. Eek. So, this week I am taking my sister to Rome. You guys will have seen lots of my content specifically on YouTube. I did a little life update of what's been going on in my life recently, and my sister became a widow last year after getting married in April, and so it is her wedding anniversary this weekend, and I am taking her to Rome to celebrate. Her and her husband always wanted to go to Rome, and so I am taking her to Rome. I've got a little memory coin with a picture of Laura and Ed. We're gonna make a wish at the Trevi Fountain. We have just got so many lovely things planned. I'm going to bring you with me. I'm actually going to vlog the trip. Laura is desperate to be on the YouTube channel. She wants to vlog. She has actually got a surprise planned as well. So she was like, you have to vlog it. You have to vlog it.
So yeah, that's all very exciting. And so I've just been approving a payment because I've just paid to have some flowers and a card in the room when we get there for Laura. Obviously it's going to be a very difficult trip, but I am hoping that we can really just get the tone right and like remember Ed and celebrate love. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna get some head down. I need to put some fires out. I'm doing live TV. I'm trying to prank James. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, this is the setup for Sky News. I am on this camera and I've got the mic all mic'd up. So mic is going into the laptop, camera is going into the laptop will be connected here, sound will be coming out of here, everything going into the laptop, and I will just have to make sure I look at the camera and not at the laptop. So I've got 3 minutes before I have to go live, so. Whew. This is the scene of the crime, all set up, ready to go. But this happens a lot when you do live TV and you are an accountant. This is actually quite cool actually because I've never been able to capture it on video before, but it has happened to me a few times before. Obviously finance is great news and is news, but very often when breaking news comes in, the breaking news gets covered over the finance stories. So I was literally in the green room with Sky News and they came on and they were like, we're really sorry, we've got some breaking news coming in. We'll have to give you a call back tomorrow. So that was the glamorous life of live TV. So you run around. I actually rescheduled a meeting for that one, but we're all good. It's really good. So that was Sky News. Again, I've actually not done Sky News before, so it was a really, really good one to get in with and say yes. My goal with all of these things is to just be a great guest. So now, hilariously, my entire team are ripping the shit out of me, saying, oh, that's rubbish, because the story that was cut was actually about a bin strike. So the team are, oh no, whoops. But I love a pun and they will never beat me, so I actually just replied and said, guys, enough with the trash talk, please. So I've got lunch now. I need to pop some food in the slow cooker. Okay, just been emailing Sky and that has actually been rescheduled for this afternoon. So I'm just gonna have to rush back from my hospital appointment this afternoon. So I'm just gonna pop some dinner in the slow cooker and also have some lunch. So let's go. What a vibe. I've just made some salmon, pesto and rice, and then I have got a YouTube video that I need to review to approve and it's very long, so I just thought I would pick it up and I can do it in between meetings today. So cozy, cute lunch break. By the time I've made my lunch, I now have 7 minutes to eat it, so let's go. Okay, I've just inhaled that salmon, which was very nice. It was just salmon with some pesto and some rice. This is why I'm constantly covered in bruises. I am just going into a board meeting, so I sit on the board of, I try and limit it to like 2 or 3 at a time. So this is the board meeting with another practice owner, so let's go. Alrighty, that is a board meeting done. I actually just had a really interesting brainwave while I was on that board meeting. I was chatting to another firm owner all about recruitment, and I actually had a brainwave about our own recruitment. I interviewed someone recently who wasn't good for one role and I think they'd be really good for another. So gonna have a think about that while I drive to my hospital appointment. So I will catch up with you guys in a bit. But Sky has been moved to this afternoon, so I need to sprint back from my hospital appointment. I think I'm doing BBC Radio Wales this afternoon as well. I also just hit post on an interesting reel which is all about wealth tax. I'm interested to see how that's gonna perform. Also, this is a bit crazy because I'm at 97.8 thousand Instagram followers and yeah, that feels wild. Not sure when that's gonna happen. Hitting 100k, which is crazy. Anyway, got to go to my hospital appointment. Bye. Hi, I am just home from my appointment. Cool, I've got half an hour. I'm gonna sit and try and do some emails on my phone. All right, let's get set up. Okay, so we have got, I've made some notes on my phone, which I'm just gonna refresh my memory. Okay, so just gonna get the camera set up. Okay, and the lady earlier, when I was getting set up, let me just move you a the lady actually asked me to tweak a few things about my setup, so I'm actually just going to do that in advance. She basically was asking that this, if I can position the mic so that the arm isn't in it but the mic is still good, so that is better. And I think she actually wanted it a bit closer to me, just dabbing off the sweat from my brow. I hate multi-storey car parks and I just had to park at my hospital appointment. I think we are good to go, and then we can go live on Sky News. Also, just for context, I have never done Sky News before, and so you are literally coming behind the scenes. So that you can see, I'm on Zoom on the laptop here, but the laptop is out of shot. So I'm actually going to have to talk to the camera, not to the laptop. So,
Rachel, hi, my name's Nick in Sky News in London. Can you hear me?
yeah, loud and clear. Am I okay from your side?
Lovely, yes. So, Rachel, just to say, I'm part of the technical team, making sure it's all looking and sounding great.
Awesome.
You won't be able to see me, but you should see some adverts coming back to you. We're literally just about to start the Business Live show.
Awesome.
Very good afternoon. On this Tuesday, Business Live with me. The Office for Budget Responsibility has told MPs that Donald Trump's impending tariffs could knock out the UK government's fiscal headroom if they were maintained for 5 years. The warning comes just days after the Chancellor made sweeping cuts to the welfare state to pay for the higher costs of borrowing. We're all trying to work out what these tariffs may well look like.
We are done! That was a fun few minutes. So I mentioned earlier that I'm an absolute obsessive person and I love to watch everything 10 times, so I am just going to watch that back because I just love to get better every time. Hi guys, good morning. It's the next day. James and I had our lovely slow cooker meatballs last night, which was really lovely. Then we obviously had to go to Tesco's and buy snacks, obviously. I have actually just had a traumatic morning of trying to rescue a rat. We live in the countryside, but I have never seen a rat before in our garden. But I just walked out of the house this morning to come to the shed and there was a massive, like when I say massive, I mean like it was probably this big rat just on our garden path. So it stopped me in my tracks immediately and I was like, what are we doing about this? And then I realised it's injured, it's hurt its back leg. So obviously I did what anyone else would do, which was ring James while he's at work and say, what do I do? So just gonna leave it for a bit, see if it scurries off. If it doesn't, I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to rescue them, so not sure what James is going to do about that. But that's a blue job problem, not a pink job problem. But I also realise I have to explicitly tell you it's the next day because you might not know because I am wearing black again. I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this on my vlogs before, but I wear black for every podcast recording, mainly because I do bulk film episodes and yeah, I don't like to like spoil the illusion and I want people to not realise when I have filmed certain things in bulk because I do bulk film a lot of them. My solution to that was to wear the same thing every time as if it's a uniform. Black's a good solution to that because I can wear different clothes and people can't really tell. So that's nice. I basically wear black every single time. Also, someone has just sent me a DM saying, I'm in the process of moving over to you guys and I just want to say I have never, in capital letters, experienced a service like this before. You have literally thought of everything and I feel more informed and comfortable in terms of finance already than I ever have in my years in business. Excited to see where this business decision goes. Excellent work from you all. What? Oh my gosh. That was the nicest message literally ever. So I am filming this morning. I've got lots of podcasts to film, but before I do that, my PA is shouting at me a little bit because she's got lots of things to organise. I thought you might like to see what sorts of things what questions she's asking me. The first is parking for, I've got an MBA reunion tomorrow because it's been 5 years since my MBA started and I actually have like an emotional support parking space in Marylebone that I use, which is just a parking space that's really easy to get to and I love. And so what I do a lot of the time is park there and then Uber to where I need to go because it's like, it's the right side of London. No, my emotional support parking space is not available. It's my favourite parking space. Okay, anyway, I will do that offline. It's sorting parking for something tomorrow night. She's literally put, are you happy to drive? Do you want to do the train, the tube? I recommend driving for ultimate well-being. So she now just sorts my entire life out. I've been booked for a speaking gig in August at a festival. She said, like, you need to be there early in the morning. Your talk is at this time. They can put you up in a hotel. What do you want to do? And then I'm staying at Soho House I think it's next weekend, like Sunday to Monday. And she's asking if it's a working trip or an offline trip. Will I be working? Will I be taking calls? You've got internal calls in the diary at the moment. Do you want me to clear your schedule? That's good. I've just been tippy-tapping for a while. I did forget to mention earlier that I got up this morning, walked blue, did a bit of monk mode, tippy-tappy, and I also made dinner! We've got an employee coming over for dinner tonight, and she's pescatarian, so I'm doing a smoked haddock gratin. So I'm very excited about that. Her brother is coming over for dinner with us. Her brother's self-employed and he had some questions about taxes, and so I was like, just come over for dinner. Yeah, I just posted a reel that's like, it's giving drama. It's a snippet of me on a podcast, and I put some like dramatic music behind the audio of me speaking on a podcast, and it's made me sound like Stephen Bartlett, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not sure it's performing very well. It's all wrong. I'm not productive between the hours of 9 and 3. Exercises are painful. You're not one thing or the other. Okay, now I am getting ready to film all of our podcast episodes. So I have got all of my notes ready and I'm just sending them to myself so that I can pop them on the teleprompter. So I'm just pulling the scripts and having a run through, putting them in the teleprompter, and then we will get set up to film. Okay, so today I'm filming the scorecard that changed my business, which is teaching practice owners how to implement a business scorecard into their business weekly. Marketing strategy for 2025. Again, for a lot of accountants, the first quarter of the year is actually about just getting through it. And so then once we get into the March-April season, that's sort of like new tax year, which feels like a new year for us. And then the third episode, processes and procedures. So systemizing to scale your business, how to write playbooks and procedures that actually get used. Again, I get asked questions on that every single day. So I've just sent them to myself. So let's get set up together. Tell me you're filming content without tell me you've been filming content. This is what it looks like when I am moving all of the footage over to Tamsin. So I think I'm actually ahead of schedule. I think I just need to prep. Yeah, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think I'm ahead of schedule. I need to prepare for a board meeting I've got later. And I've got 15 minutes now. So anyone that I have monthly board meetings with, I get them to report to me through a video every month so that I can watch that before our meeting, so that by the time I get to the meeting I'm really prepared, I know what's going on in their business, and so I'm just going to watch this board meeting while I am preparing for the board meeting. I feel very unwell. I just went to go for lunch and James came home for lunch and the rat is no more. I'm actually shaking. I'm shaking. The rat was very, 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 very unwell. It had a broken leg and we googled it and they are literally vermin, and it's like, don't take vermin to a vet. We don't want the vermin. So that was fun. So James had to put it out of his misery, and then I just sat and like half ate my lunch whilst thinking about the rat. Thinking about the fact that there was actually a rat in our garden, and then thinking about the fact that James just killed a rat. I don't think he's ever killed anything before. That's not a spider. Yeah, so I'm like hungry but feel sick, so I thought I'd eat these at my desk. I've just come back to work early because I feel so weird. I was just sat staring in the garden. I feel like these are like, if you feel sick, they're quite safe. They're basically just little hazelnut balls with peanut butter on the inside. So I've come back to my desk half an hour early because I just can't think. I'm going to try and clear some emails. Hello, we are back in the house. It is a lovely sunny day. Got our team member coming over for dinner tonight, and I've got a few hours to get my head down and clear my inbox. I just had a really interesting call with a brand. They basically never worked with a creator before, and they're looking to do some creator marketing, and so I am working with them to sort of like build out what that will look like. So that was really exciting. I am now gonna get my head down for 2 hours. I'm really hoping I'm gonna make a big dent in my inbox in 2 hours. Hi, I have tidied the entire kitchen and the dining room. I have got the smoked haddock gratin is in the fridge. This is smoked haddock gratin for 4 people, so it's a big one. So that's gonna go in a sec. I was cold, so I'm literally wearing baggy trousers and a baggy jumper. That is 1 pot on for potatoes, 1 pot on for tangster broccoli. Also, I actually just had a really good, like, head down email session. With emails, it goes one way or the other, doesn't it? I feel like sometimes I can sit there for 40 minutes and my soul just leaves my body and I just stare at my inbox, whereas sometimes in 40 minutes I can clear the whole thing. I feel like sometimes my use of ChatGPT should be illegal. Like, I was actually talking to somebody yesterday about ChatGPT and they were like, yeah, I've used it before, it's just not that good, it feels like a robot. And I was like, ChatGPT is a robot until you train it to be human, and so it can take a long time to understand you and your tone of voice and how you do things. For context, I use the paid version of ChatGPT and consider it to be incredible value for money. But my ChatGPT has an organisation chart of my business. It understands who reports to me, it understands my job, it understands what I want to do more of, what I want to do less of, it understands my hourly rates, my charge out rates, and it helps me make decisions every day. Yeah, honestly, just wild. Especially if you're a feelings person. I'm a feelings person. I don't like saying no to people. I think everyone's going to hate me if I say no to them. And so it is better at delegating and outsourcing and asking for help than I am, because it knows the facts. It knows what I want to do, not what I feel like I should do. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you want more like AI ChatGPT stuff. I have actually thought about connecting my emails into ChatGPT. Like, there's not actually functionality to do it, but I think you can use Zapier to like work out which emails you would like help with. But I think at the minute I'm enjoying actually, like, I train my AI with every single email. And my biggest absolute hack on AI, and this was the conversation I had with somebody else in their board meeting, they said like, oh, it sounds like AI, and I said, okay, well, if you got it to write an email for you, for example, if you put an email trail into it and say, can you draft a response, what do you do then? And they said, well, we just tweak it and send it. And I was like, yes. So now, in your process notes, because you should have process notes, in your process notes, you need to include a process for once you have tweaked the email that you send, you put that back into ChatGPT and say, this is the email that I actually sent. Please can you reference the differences, note the differences, note the actual tone of voice that I used, and update your memory. And then the tone of voice, everything gets better with every single email. Yeah, that's a really good hack for ChatGPT, and my ChatGPT got a lot better when I started giving it feedback. If it was an employee, I wouldn't just fix stuff, I would tell it what I fixed. I say, I've had to tweak this, can you remember? I love having people over for tea. I love having team members over for tea. One of our employees lost a relative recently, so I've just asked her if she wants to come around for tea. It's just my like favourite wholesome, nice time, you know? So they're coming over, I'm gonna put everything in the oven. Probably won't vlog because I just love the quality time. So I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Potatoes. Why would you want so much potato? Oh boy. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. It's my last working day this week because I am off to Rome tomorrow. This is actually a nice treat. I feel like I'd never sit and have a coffee in the morning that's not in a to-go cup on a dog walk, but we actually went for a run this morning. Yeah, whoop nose. Yeah, off to Rome tomorrow. My whoop is whooping. Today we're having a scruffy day in the office. So one of our team members, one of her grandparents sadly died last week, and she was like, I really want to come into the office, but I don't know if I'm ready to come into the office day that everyone's coming in for. Can we just have a day that's like a few of us, so it's not overstimulating? And I was like, yes, and let's do it on a day where we don't have external calls and we can all come in looking like rats and wear tracksuits. So that's what we're doing. I also feel like sometimes if something bad's happened to you, and I had this when my brother-in-law died, everyone like gasps around you and no one knows what to say. So I thought if we were all wearing what feels like fancy dress, like dressed down, it'll just lighten the mood a bit. Hi!
Hi.
James went to bed at 8 PM last night after the guys came over for dinner. You weren't feeling very well, were you?
No.
But James is a healthy, wealthy queen now, and he doesn't actually eat a lot of dairy. And it was smoked haddock gratin, which had cream and cheese in, and then we had cheesecake for pudding, so I think it might have been the dairy. You did also kill that rat. I mean, I couldn't eat my lunch after that. I didn't even do it. This is why though having pre-cooked food so nice, like you can just whack some sausages in. Oh, I love my coffee in the morning. I love it. Right, I'm just gonna sit and drink this, yap to James while he nods politely, and then we'll go to the office. What a lovely day.
Yeah, I'm hungry and breakfast.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
How was your dinner?
It was good. James embarrassed himself.
Why?
James asked Tia and Kai how they met.
No.
The calendar invite said Tia and her brother coming for dinner.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, it was really sweet. But James was like, I'm going to think about this for a really long time. I just want you to know that. SEO.
Yeah.
Tamsin very proactively and through her own networking had a call with the manager of marketing at Gravitate Accounting, who does all of their SEO.
Good job, Taz.
She sucked all of his brain out, and he basically said, like, you need to pick a niche that's not oversaturated. So, like, limited companies is too, like, everybody's trying to compete with limited companies. It's better to go more finite and down for, like, our ideal customers. And I've suggested management accounts. Yeah, management accounts. We are a go on management accounts. Hi!
Hello.
Where are you? Somewhere different.
I am. I'm in my other dining room table today.
Hi, Michael.
Right. Are you going to Manchester on the 8th of May with James, or is it just James going?
It depends if you tell me if I'm allowed to go or not.
Yeah, like if you want to go, you're allowed.
I do. I do love to go to Manchester. I don't think you've been like fully in when it's been planned before, because I always end up being like, I'm not going to do anything while I'm in Manchester. I just want to be in Manchester and be with the team and go to Tribe and Barry's before work and have a good time, and it never happens. I'm always really stressed, and then I go to Manchester and end up spending the whole time sat in a meeting room on calls, and then ignore everyone and then just eat lunch with each other and then cry on the way home. So I would love to go to Manchester, and I'd love to go to Manchester properly. If my Sims parent can arrange that for me, that would be great.
I will add some notes block in diary and eat 3 for Sim.
You are glowing, shiny, happy today, by the way. You just look really calm and relaxed and happy and confident and...
Oh, thanks. I brushed my hair. Whilst you are away in Rome, what do you want that to sort of look and feel like in your inbox?
Yes.
Do you have someone in there already who's planning to be like your fairy? Do you need me to do it? Who am I delegating to? Tell me all the stuff.
Yeah. Nobody does inbox fairy. Normally I am the inbox fairy while I'm on holiday, but I will not be doing that. So, and this is a nice test as well, because like it's only a few days, and so one of my tasks that I've emailed myself to do this morning is actually just leave an email in there flagged at the top for you that basically is helping you to keep it churning for me as well, because also I feel like that's what will make your job really interesting as well, is like you have free reign of my schedule and my inbox anyway, but I feel like actually me going away will be a nice push to help me say to you, like, if it's this, do this, if it's this, do this. Like even things like go through the trail and try and work out if this is a yes or a no for me, and those things. So I will write some process notes for us. I was just telling James this morning, I yesterday taught my ChatGPT how to delegate for me. So it knows who you are, it knows who Tamsin is, it knows who Nivi is, it knows who the managers, the fieldwork teams are as well. If you think you can help, put it into ChatGPT and say, can you, like, I actually have a prompt that will help it do it for you, because a lot of the time if it is big chunky admin tasks, like once I've made the decision of what actually needs to be done, that's all I'm doing anyway, is when I tell you that ChatGPT is my second brain.
Okay, cool. Love that.
Hello, we are home. It is lunchtime. I am cooking mushrooms, my favourite thing in the world. This is a whole pint of mushrooms just chopped up, and I add loads of garlic, loads of seasoning, lots of basil, and then I am popping some pesto and some sour cream to just make it like a really creamy, garlicky, pesto-y situation. And then just gonna have that on some sourdough. Absolutely elite, if you ask me. I did so much this morning, I'm so excited to catch up on what I did, because this is the first time I've gone on annual leave with a PA, and you're gonna die. Okay, that is lunch inhaled, and I forgot. It's the 3rd of the month and I forgot about premium bonds. I've just had a text saying that I have won. I actually, touch wood, have not had a month where I haven't won something on premium bonds. Could this be the month I become a millionaire? Aww, is that it? I won £100, which is good, but not as good as last month. I won 350, which is bloody brilliant, but I won 100. That's good, 100 quid. Okay, I've got 5 minutes before my next meeting. Just need to let the dog out, get my laptop charger. I'm gonna sit, I've got back meetings this afternoon, and so I'm gonna sit at the dining room table so that Blue's not on his own, because we were at the office this morning, and I need to work out how and when I'm gonna pack for Rome, considering I literally leave tomorrow morning. I have like put things in a suitcase, but I'm not mentally there. Like I need to like all sort it all out and get organized, so please pray for me. Okay, so it is 1 p.m, just back from lunch, and I do look particularly scruffy today. I've now got my workday 3 finance meeting, so you can come behind the scenes. Workday 3 is the 3rd working day of the month, and so we go through a financial review. So go, why are you crying? There's some builders next door making lots of noise, and I think Blue's quite anxious about it. Hi! Oh god! You made me jump! Livy, I caught that on camera. Oh no, you didn't. Oh god. Hi! Hello. So how much are we deferring now? 29,000, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's mad as well, because there's another 30k coming in. So that total course launch was about 60,000.
Yeah.
And I've had 30,
Yeah.
so we've got 30 more to come. Yeah, I'm getting much better at like delegating and like working out, like saying to Tamsin, like every single time we do anything, we need to turn it into a digital download. Every time we create a digital download, I add to the tracker, the podcast tracker, to create an episode. So we'll now have an episode dedicated to professional clearance, how to request it, what that looks like, to upsell that product as well. So it's crazy.
That's really good.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I feel like I say this at the start of every vlog, but this is not a normal vlog, because this vlog involves my life outside of work. You have a life outside of work? I know. The answer is no, I don't. I have 2 people outside of work. One is James, one is my sister. I made a video about my sister when I was talking about coming back to YouTube after my break, and I obviously explained that a year ago this weekend my sister got married and I was her maid of honour. Just the happiest weekend, the happiest, proudest. Like, I felt like as a twin. I probably enjoyed her wedding day more than I enjoyed my own, just out of like the whole day I was just like watching her. Yeah, just the happiest day, and no part of my worst nightmares could I ever have imagined the series of events that followed the wedding day. Because, as you'll know if you've watched the catch-up video, I'll link it somewhere up here so I don't have to say the whole entire story again, but my sister got married in April, and the day after our birthday in October, she became a widow. Yeah. In just the most awful, series of events that watch someone deteriorate very, very quickly and then pass away. Ed, my lovely brother-in-law. And so it would have been their first wedding anniversary this weekend. I actually don't normally, I was going to say I don't normally vlog my personal life, but that's because I don't normally have a personal life. Like, when I'm not at work, just lay horizontal in a dark room, trying to disassociate and watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But Laura, my sister, has requested that we bring you with us. She loves what I do, she loves my job, she loves you guys. Like, you guys have shown her so much love just by association. Every single time I mention her, like, you guys ask about her, and Laura actually has planned a surprise. So I have planned the itinerary for the entire trip. Obviously there is a schedule, but there is a period of like 3 or 4 hours on one of the days, the day of the actual wedding anniversary, that I don't know what's happening, and it seems to be quite a big surprise because Laura's like, you have to vlog, I want you to vlog the whole trip, but you specifically have to vlog this bit. And so we're going to Rome and you are coming with us. Again, my sister is the biggest joy in my life. I think you guys know that she has learning difficulties, she has special needs, so when we go to the airport, she's like, I want to see if I can do the airport on my own, so that if I ever want to go on holiday on my own in the future, I know I can do it, but I can do it with you there. So today in the airport, we're going to try and let her do her own thing. But I woke up this morning and said, do you know what terminal we're flying from? She was like, no. I was like, do you know what airport we're flying from? She was like, London. So we will see how this goes. But I was just coming to get my tripod because I thought it'd be nice to like show Laura the proper YouTube experience. We've got some really nice things planned while we're away. I'm so excited. Come and try and have a personal life with me. Also, for context, it's a Friday. I'm taking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off work. My PA is running my inbox. She normally dips in and out of my inbox, and I'm excited to see what I come back to. I might like turn all the notifications off on my phone and vlog what I come back to, because I feel like that would make such a good video. So one of the things that we're doing in Rome is going to the Trevi Fountain, and we're going to make a wish in the Trevi Fountain, and I bought Laura a little surprise. Hello. Is it going to show one? We're at the terminal. Where do we go now, Laura?
Just check in.
Yeah.
Done that online.
Yeah.
The security.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just explaining to Laura that we can go through security now, but if she comes on her own to ever go on a big holiday, what she has to do. You come to the right terminal, this is terminal 5, then you come to the thing, the board, then you find your flight, then you see what zone you're in. We're in zone B, and then in your zone, you look at the things, you find your thing, you scan your thing, you put your thing on the thing, and then you go through the thing. And then you go through security, which we're going to do now.
Are we going to set anything off?
Probably. I have also just explained to Laura that now we're adults, actually airports aren't that stressful. Like, you know, when you come with your mum and she's like, ah! It's not like that anymore, so. That is one bag. There is 2 bags.
They're literally identical, so like we are.
She's made little mommy bags. And now Laura's saved loads of TikToks that she wants to make, so we're just going through and seeing what we need to film in the airport. What are we thinking? Laura's breakfast. My breakfast. Yeah, same. Right, Laura has navigated the airport in one piece. What was the hardest bit?
I'd say the most stressful bit was just getting through security.
It's always a bit flappy.
Yeah.
And we're just at the gate now, waiting to go on. I'm quite excited. Laura's never flown VA before. No, it's fine. So, I'm excited about that. So this is interesting for any other nerdy business owners. I just saw a board when we were waiting for our gate, and the board was showing the like NPS score of the airport. So it had like wait time, experience, how easy it was to get through the airport, and it was live tracking people's scores. And I was sat there thinking, how are they doing that live? This little gentleman who you can see behind me now is actually going around with iPads trying to get people to do NPS scoring. So he's just asking people to fill in surveys with iPads. That's pulling through into live tracking, and they're able to like solve the solutions live. And it's basically NPS scoring the airport, which is the Net Promoter Score, which is how likely are you to recommend our service to a friend. And we do it continuously on our customers, and now we're doing it in the airport. Okay, so we just checked in. Thought I'd give you a little tour. This is the bathroom. I am very excited to have a shower. Our cozy, cute bedroom. Hi. And then I got some flowers in the room for Laura when we arrived, just with a very cute note to remember their wedding day. And then a bottle of wine, which neither of us drink, so that will be fun. That will be staying here. And then this is the balcony. Oh. How Italian is that? Mwah. Chef's kiss. We kind of forgot to vlog tonight. We were just enjoying the moment.
Yes, we were in the moment.
But before we do what we wanted to do all night, which is get in our pyjamas, we thought we would show you what our outfits are. So this is a jumpsuit. You think it's a dress. Bazinga! It's not.
I can't do the splits, but I could. If I could do the splits.
Yeah, little jumpsuit, and tell the story behind the denim jacket.
This is the same make as the one I had at the wedding.
Yeah, me and Laura had matching ones that said,
Without the stuff on the back.
yours said bride, mine said MOH.
Yeah.
And we had them at the wedding, so Laura got one to match. And then this is my OOTD.
Hold it for you.
Yeah, this is my OOTD.
I was wearing trainers. There's a lot of walking.
There is a lot of
Right.
walking.
Yeah, just a cute little dress and a cardigan. But it was actually cold, which is a bit concerning because I only have 2 jumpers and they're very casual jumpers. So cue me wearing jeans and a jumper for the rest of the week.
I only have this.
Great news.
Do you want to tell them what happened at dinner?
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so I have definitely told this story on the vlogs before. Also, someone, Snea, a client of ours, just sent me a voice note. She literally said, you and Molly May are my 2 ultimate comfort creators that I put on when I just want to feel like I'm sat with a friend. So I'm just basking in that glory right now, yeah. So, Ed, Laura's husband, he sends Laura feathers.
I had one this morning.
Didn't you ask him to send you feathers?
Yeah. I said I want so many feathers, I don't know what to do with them, and I want Taylor Swift playing in really random places.
Which he has delivered on.
Oh yeah.
Big time. But ever since he died, he has been messing with lights in my life. Again, I'm very open to these things, but I'm also aware that you could be listening to this being like, you are a crazy person and this is just a massive coincidence. So if that's you, that's fine. But I'm not hurting anyone, so I'm just going to carry on. Ed has always messed with lights. And it's never something that's happened in my life before until Ed died. And like lights in our house just repeatedly go out, flicker, but then don't go out. Like really weird stuff.
We had that therapy session at my house, and my
your lights started going?
My lights never go, like never flicker anyway. They just blow.
Yeah, it started happening then. I had it recently where Ed was a really anxious driver, and I am too. And I was recently went to a doctor's appointment and had to park in a really bad car park, and a light flashed, and I went around the car park, and where the light flashed there was a space, and I like out loud was like, thanks Ed. So it's always been lights for me. What was it that you used to say to each other? The Friends reference.
Oh, I used to say that Ed was my lobster.
And he had a tie that was like, you're my lobster. And it was super cute. And we walked into the restaurant that was like pre-organised by Stacey. We went into the restaurant and we had a starter, had a main, and when our second main was coming, because we had pasta first, then pizza, in between the pasta and the pizza, all of the lights in the restaurant turned off. There was actually a power cut, like a full-blown power cut.
But it was only in that restaurant, because nowhere
Yeah, it was nowhere else in the
road.
street. Nowhere else in the whole road. The lights went off. This restaurant, every single light went off. And Laura was like, Ed, you can turn them back on now. They came back on.
Also, there was lobsters in the restaurant. And
Yeah.
there was only 2 in there, if you noticed.
Yeah, there was a little tank. And
Okay.
there was 2 lobsters in the tank. Being haunted. We've come all the way to Rome and we're being haunted. So we enjoyed the evening. We went to the Trevi Fountain. I said, let's go tonight, because I'm pretty sure it gets really, really busy at night time and you might not enjoy it. Oh
my
hell
God.
no.
But I don't know whether it was because we'd had such a busy day on the bike at the airport and the plane and stuff.
Nah.
But I just, like, the airport took quite a lot of spoons.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot there. Like, I don't need a lot. I could literally see Rachel on 0 spoons and be fine.
Yeah.
But I need, like, it's too many people.
Spoons are... I feel like it's not quite being an extrovert, is it? Spoons are like energy levels and like brain capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You have a finite number of spoons in a day, and some people have more than others. If you're feeling a certain way, you have more spoons. But I'm low on spoons is Rachel and Laura language for, please, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. No.
Like, just get me the hell out.
So Laura didn't have many spoons left to start
I
with.
don't think either of us did, to be fair.
No, I mean, Ed dying, half the amount of spoons you have anyway.
Yeah.
And then we went to an airport. So Laura didn't have many spoons left anyway, and then went to the Trevi Fountain. And that definitely wasn't like that last time I came. There's literal barriers for people to queue and a man letting people in. Like people fighting to get selfies. I feel like you kind of wanted it to be like a really nice moment and you make a wish and it's really cute. Whereas it was like the biggest Instagram versus reality I've ever seen. That was so busy. So I think we're going to try and go really early in the morning.
Like try and
really
work
early.
out what time sunrise is early.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to take my makeup off and I brought my iPad. So we're going to sit and watch some trash TV. Laura, as you saw earlier, packed the ultimate mommy bags full of snacks. So we're going to sit and get in our pajamas, eat loads of snacks. So we'll see you in the morning. Okay. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. We just went for breakfast. So that was my first sip of Italian coffee.
How was it?
Very good. Yeah, it was very nice. We were going to go to the Coliseum today, but the internet says the queues are like 3 to 5 hours long, and we're not feeling particularly peoply today. So we're going to go to the Trevi Fountain, see if it's a bit quieter in the morning. We've got the coin. There's a cat sanctuary that is built inside
Very excited.
ancient Roman ruins.
And I get to tell Rachel what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, we decided at breakfast that I might need to know like what to wear and stuff.
So we're going to an airport.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're making me jump out of a plane. I
We're
swear
not
to
jumping out of a plane.
I'm terrified of
Like,
heights.
oh, pinky promise you, we are not jumping out of a plane.
I don't like heights.
It's on camera, we're not jumping out of a
Okay.
plane. We're going up in a helicopter to see Rome from the sky.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Okay, that's good to know what to wear.
Yeah, so we've got to be at the airport for 11. Well, our flight takes off at 11.
Flight.
Yes.
Wow. I'm really scared of heights, you know.
It's good, you're going to be fine. We got this. We're not jumping out of it, I promise.
That's so cool.
I
Okay, I
know.
really don't care that much about it. I'm not going to the Coliseum today.
We can see it from the sky tomorrow.
Oh my god. Yeah, you said that's your Hosier Yell moment. That is
Yeah.
a Hosier's Yell moment.
Yeah. Which is why I wanted you to vlog it all.
Wow. Oh, that's on your wedding anniversary.
Yeah. But before I'm going to get sad. So we're going to
Do you have a time that you're going to get sad?
probably about 2 o'clock.
Is that when you got married?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll just come back and lay in the dark room. Hello. What have we done so far? We've done loads today.
We've done quite a lot of walking. We're just earning the pasta for later.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of
the
it.
cat sanctuary.
Yeah.
And then I managed to find a route that took us past the Trevi Fountain. So we went to the Trevi Fountain first, and Laura threw her coin. Had a nice cry.
Had a good cry.
That was good. Then we went to the Pantheon. We paid €5 to get in. It was great value for money. We just sat and had a look. It was cool.
Ed would have loved it.
And it was built in 25 BC.
And it's still standing.
That's for sure the oldest building I've ever been in. Yeah, that was really cool.
It didn't smell old. Which is weird.
Then we came to the Coliseum. So this is our current view. A tree. So we are in a little park with a really nice view of the Coliseum. So we went to a nice Italian supermarket and I got some iced tea. Laura got bottle of Coke. She's been very adventurous and Italian. She got a bottle of Coke. The actual down there at the Coliseum is very, very peoply. It's less peoply here, so it's quite nice. I feel like we haven't got many spoons left. Like, you know, it's like noon to 12 noon and you know, you're like, I should be a good tourist and carry on doing things. But I don't want to. I think we're going to go walk back, maybe get a sandwich on the way. And then we're having dinner at 7. Yeah! Also, like, it's so peoply, I haven't really been vlogging because it's very easy for someone to steal my camera. So, yeah, now we're going to have a little potter back. I mean, I say potter is half an hour walk in the opposite direction. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today's the day. Happy wedding anniversary.
Thanks.
How are you feeling?
Oh, a bit shit. Bit shit. Bit shit. But I'm excited for what we're going to go do today.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't been the best vloggers on this trip, but I feel like we've been trying to find the balance of, like, obviously it's a very emotional trip, so it's been a bit not intense, but like trying to find balance. It's 3 hours since we got back from the helicopter, but I have been laying horizontal in a dark room feeling sick for 3 hours.
She had a great time.
To be fair, Ed hated heights and loved Laura, and I also hate heights and love Laura. So I feel like I was the appropriate person to do that with her, because I feel like I was exactly like Ed would have been, which is I'm just going to shut up and enjoy it so that Laura enjoys it, and then afterwards be like, that was awful, which is exactly what I did. So that was a true reflection and a beautiful way to honour Ed.
We also saw a single white balloon floating past
Yeah.
our helicopter.
So Mrs. here loves helium balloons, and any occasion is an excuse to get a helium balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone's birthday, New Year's Eve, we've been doing New Year's Eve helium balloons for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
any excuse for a helium balloon. You love a helium balloon. You did helium balloons for Ed's birthday, the anniversary of when you met, and Laura wanted to do helium balloons today, and I was like, it's a Sunday, so a lot of the shops aren't open. I don't know how we're going to do it. It's in the middle of Rome.
I don't know Italian enough to be like, can I have a helium balloon, please?
Yeah, like I feel like getting a helium balloon would have taken us out of touristy Rome, where people can speak a little bit of English, into like non-touristy Rome, where we're just like, So we weren't sure what we were going to do, and then we went up in the helicopter and we're like flying along, and this little white helium balloon just comes alongside us, and we were both like, whee. So we've been laying in a dark room for 3 hours. Also, we spoke to my parents yesterday and we said that we'd come back to the room, we were having a little lay down. In reality, we were actually watching Netflix.
Yeah.
We told them we'd come back to the room for a little lay down, and my parents were like, you can't do that, you're on holiday. And I said to Laura, like, that is just such a testament of the different generations. I feel like our generation is much more like, but it's my holiday and I'm paying money, so I really should do what I want. Whereas our parents' generation is like, we are on holiday, we need to like get absolute value for money out of everything that we're doing, we need to go and do everything. And we were like, ew.
Whereas all we want to do is eat sandwiches and nap.
Yeah, literally.
And enjoy the sun occasionally. But so much that you get tanned, but not so much that you burn.
Yeah. Ed loved Lord of the Rings. We found a Lord of the Rings memorabilia. It's actually loads of films. It's basically like a nerd shop.
Love it.
Like they do Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. Like they do loads of like nerdy films, which we love. Ed loved Lord of the Rings, so we're gonna go Lord of the Rings memorabilia shop. And I assume we're gonna buy something and take it home for Ed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, we're going to buy a sandwich. Another sandwich.
Yeah, sandwich or like takeaway pasta, and either bring it back here or there's a nice park that we could go to.
But we're going to go to the Vatican tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big day.
Yeah.
We're going to turn the candle on.
We're gonna...
Ed.
Is it still lighting it if it's...
I don't know.
We're gonna do a candle?
Turn it on.
Yeah, turn a candle on for Ed, which would be cute. Yeah, so we'll see you in a bit.